going to expand on our working definition of satire as it relates to Gulliver's Travels. Yes? Okay, and we're going to take that into an examination of chapter 6. All right, so I talked a little bit about this last class, Wednesday, when we had double English, but we didn't have time to get into it. So that's what we're going to do today. Okay? So, the first thing you should do is open your Gulliver's Travels to chapter 6. Everybody brought their book to class, right, Jose?
Yes!
I can tell by your face that you did it. If you don't have your book, there's forgotten ones in the box. Oh my gosh, look at all those students who came to English class without their book. Amazing. Okay. Would you like to see videos? We'll discuss it later in the year, maybe doing a Skype thing, so you guys can meet kids in Thailand or China. Would that be cool? Would you be interested in that?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe like link to social studies somehow. We could do that. Okay. All right. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Oh, these are the shy ones. Johan? What's your name? How old are you? What book are we reading in English? Do you like it?
No.
Why don't you like it?
It's boring.
It's boring, yeah. What are we going to read next?
Something boring.
That perks of being a wolf.
What?
That perks of being a wolf.
Are you guys looking forward to that? Christopher, why do you say no? Okay.
Hi. Hi. How's it going?
Introduce yourself.
So I'm Jonathan Montero. I think I'm the smartest one in the class. I think that I resonate with how our society, deals with the expansion of Earth and how we as a society should be living. I think I am the prime example of what we as a society call stars.
He's lying, teacher.
Sorry, I'm in the spotlight.
No.
Okay. Sean,
Yes.
do you want to introduce yourself?
No.
No,
Okay.
he doesn't want to.
Okay.
One.
Say goodbye to the camera, Jonathan. It
No, I
loves
can't.
you. It loves you.
Can you put Carla first? Wait.
Okay. You want to introduce yourself, Carla?
My name is Carla.
How old are you?
14.
Are you enjoying Gulliver's Travels? Don't lie, tell the truth.
No.
No, it's a little boring. What are we going to read next?
The perks
The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Are you looking forward to that book?
Hi, my name is Maria. I'm 14. And this book is okay. It's not the best and it's not the worst, but it's okay.
Okay, what do you dislike about it?
Is that he talks a lot and he talks something that is
I'm back.
irrelevant. Go away! It's not the intelligence of the class. Don't worry. Like, it's cool, but sometimes it's not. Like, some chapters you may like and then some chapters no.
Okay, I see.
Hi, I'm an answer. No, I'm not enjoying this book. It's really, what are you doing? It's really boring and I'm not looking for the perks of being a wallflower.
You're not?
No, because
Why?
I wanted to read The Great Gatsby.
So did I. I'm okay with it.
Everybody wants to read The Great Gatsby. Okay, well, tell the camera how we chose Perks of a Wallflower.
We vote.
We voted, right? It was a very democratic voting system, okay?
Hi. My name is Diego.
And it's his birthday.
Yes.
Should we sing to you?
No. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Diego, how old are you today?
14.
14, okay. Are you enjoying Gulliver's Travels?
I hate it.
Be honest, tell the truth.
I hate it.
Okay, are you looking forward to The Perks of Being a Wallflower? Why?
Because I'm not interested in that.
Okay, well, what was your first choice when we voted then?
The road.
The road. Okay, we might make time for that too. Yeah, that might be really interesting later on. Okay, bye, Diego.
Bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Paul. And I only like the first part of the book
Why?
because it was interesting, but then the second one they made it bad.
Okay, so you kind of lost interest after the beginning?
What?
You lost interest after the beginning? Okay. Are you looking forward to Wallflower?
Yeah,
Why?
they chose it.
You chose it?
The
Okay.
title seems interesting.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Hi, I'm Laura. And I don't like Gulliver's Travels, but I love my Ishmael.
What class are we reading Ishmael for?
Social studies.
Okay. What do you think of it so far?
It's really interesting. I really liked it.
Paul? Okay. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Chantal. I don't like to read, but I like to. Oh my God, teacher. Are you really gonna send me?
You don't like to read, but do you like this class sometimes?
Yes.
Why?
You give us chocolate.
That's true. On Wednesday I did give chocolate, but on days when I don't give chocolate, do you still like this class?
Yes,
Why?
because you're funny and I like you.
Oh, thank you. Blanca.
Wait, can you just Okay. Hi, my name is Malka and I'm 14 years old. I really like, well, I don't really like Gulliver's Travels, but I really like your class. You are a very good teacher and I learn a lot with you.
Did it come from the heart, Blanca?
You're the best.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Trevor is my teacher.
I disagree with that.
You disagree?
I'm the best. Thank you.
Jonathan. Okay, so let's continue. All right. So, somebody's behind me. I see you. Okay. So looking at my lesson plan, do you guys need me to write the questions on the board? Because I gave you some prompts for our discussion on Wednesday. I think we need it, right? Okay, so we're gonna look at chapter 6, which does a lot. Is there a lot of action in chapter 6? Would you say? Does a lot happen?
Yes, kind of. He's explaining how he's in the court work, and he says that everybody's talking and like it's so loud and here, and he's talking about education, politics, and that thing of the job.
Okay, so what are the things that happen in chapter 6? There's a courtroom scene. What else?
We play some piano.
Plays the piano, okay.
Yeah.
Jonathan?
The king criticizes Gulliver's town about its politics and how it runs.
Oh yeah.
So the king criticizes London?
Yeah.
And I think that's Swift's way of criticizing London.
You think it's Swift's way of criticizing London?
Yeah.
He's hiding his king.
Okay. But is the king the most sensible character from which to get an opinion of London?
He's a little bit ignorant. Yeah.
Okay. Is Gulliver the most reliable narrator though? Yes, you think so?
No, because he's waiting for his point of view, like, so he maybe it's his opinion, like, maybe he thinks that the London government is like the best, or maybe it's not the best.
Okay, I think another day we're going to talk more about Gulliver's qualities as a narrator and how dependable, how trustworthy he is. But the one thing I want to say right now is, as a narrator, he's usually pretty objective, right?
Yes.
So that objectivity, does that make him feel more or less trustworthy? More trustworthy? Chantal, what do you think? That's what I thought. Gulliver, when he's telling Okay, so is the character of Gulliver, is he really a writer? What's his profession? And
No, wait, let me see. He's got philosophy.
who remembers Gulliver's profession? What? Surgeon. He's a doctor, basically. Okay, so we have basically the writings of somebody with a little bit of a scientific mind. That's his voice. Okay, so when he reports things to us, they're factual, right, from his perspective at least, but we don't get a lot of opinion, and he writes in a more like newspaper style than he would if he were like, if his character was meant to be a writer. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I want to get into Gulliver as his qualities as a narrator later, but that's just something to think about as we're talking about this, right? I mean, everything we see through his eyes, right? So we have to talk about him when we talk about anything else, more or less. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so chapter 6, what do you learn about Lilliputians in chapter 6?
That they don't have really much books, like if they have, they lose them. So it says that they are poor educated.
They're poorly educated. Okay.
They don't read much.
Okay. So aside from how much they read, what do you learn about their education system? Is that the chapter where we learn a lot about it?
It's not very like, it's not educated as schooling. It's like they don't give that much information.
They're like educated at home. They're educated for what they need.
But they have strange things.
Their forms of education are simple. They are made as simple as possible to let them at least come out of as possible.
Okay. All right. So one of the discussion topics we're going to talk about are the good and bad sides of their education system and the differences between, I don't know, you tell me. Do you think they treat male and female students the same?
No.
Okay, so we might get into that a little bit. Right? What era is Swift, what century is Swift writing from? 18th century, okay? So it's natural that his perspectives on gender would be a little different than ours today. Yes? Okay, so that is going to play a role in our discussion as well. Okay? And what else? In the courtroom scene, what are we learning about? In this scene and in other parts of chapter 6, what are we learning about?
Justice is made.
Lilliput's legal and or justice system, right? Okay, so because Swift worked in Britain's legal system, right? Of course he's going to be interested in writing about this. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think a lot of his satire is going to come out from this topic? Yes. Okay. So although we don't see tons of action in chapter 6, I think it's a really important chapter. Okay, so if you guys can open your books to that page, I want us to do a little bit of group work, okay?
Page 86.
All right, so in your groups that you're already in at your tables, all right, I want you to think about, I want you to go over the chapter a little bit. So if you have your summaries, maybe get them out and compare them, okay? And I want you to talk about, instead of doing education, let's put that aside for 1 second. Let's focus on the legal system, okay? And I want you to kind of talk about good things and negative things, okay, about it, and maybe where the satire comes through. Okay, so things that you think are probably unique, right, special, just to the Lilliputian legal system. Okay?
It's chapter 6 from part 1, right? Chapter 6?
Yeah, part 1, chapter
So
6.
it's not
Yeah, chapter 6, part 1. Okay? Okay, so as you're thinking about Lilliputian ideals,
Remember that I told you that when the kids are little, they're sent to school and they see only their parents 2 times a year.
so what do you think are the key parts of it?
That they can get married at
11?
No, I think
Yeah.
like the way of living is really, he compares them like to Europe, so it's really interesting to see their differences. So yeah, like that.
Okay, cool. What's up? You're gonna join this group? Fair enough. Let's go around, okay? And each group, I want you to explain the premise of your government. What are your foundational principles or ideals, okay? All right, can I start over here?
Yes. Our government thinks a lot of the state. I mean, the first thing before any person is the state.
Okay.
So our laws, our principal laws are death and penalty only allowed if someone commits terrorism. Any crime against the government will be punished in 50 years of prison. In the court, the jury does not have any power. The townspeople vote for the penalty. Boys and girls have the same rights. Everybody needs education. If you can afford it, the government will pay for it. And the taxes will be no more than 13%.
Okay. Okay, cool. 1 minute. Okay, over here.
Hi, teacher. Our country is called Can Country because Carla doesn't know about it.
Okay.
As teenagers who are caught, the police are obligated to cut one hand so they don't steal anymore. Murderers, but we want them with the other hand, so murderers who are caught are going to be killed in the same way they kill their victims. And I'm
Yeah, they're a little bit old school, but that's okay. Eye for an eye.
Kids are obligated. Hey! Kids are obligated to go to school and college. Schools are public but really good. Kids who are found on the streets are going to foster care. Adults who are found unemployed, they are going to the government building to find job and take money borrowed so they can start. And there's the right of free expression. People who throw garbage in the floor have to spend 2 days picking up garbage. I wanted them to pick up garbage with their mouth, but it's okay. Once a month, there's a free food day. Hospitals are free, no bullying allowed. Bullies who are caught are going to spend 1 year in military school. Once a month, there is a free carnival day with games for family members. Men and women have the same right.
Okay, I have a question. So it sounds like you provide a lot of things socially, like help for unemployed adults and things like that, right? Free carnival days, etc. How's your government going to pay for that?
Because the people are going to work taxes.
Okay, so their taxes are 13%. What do you think your taxes should be?
50.
15
50.
or 50? 15 or 50?
I don't know. Okay, teacher.
20%?
It depends. Like the people that have enough money are gonna pay a little bit more, and the people that are because the police poor.
Tell me about the foundational ideas of your government.
Okay, first of all, we think that everybody should have a right to express themselves freely. Freedom to express yourself with reason, meaning no violence. You can't do anything, extreme. Also, education is obligated, meaning, what sounds like. Also, love is a base to our
Is what?
government. Is a base to our government. Meaning
Okay.
everybody is equal. You can't make hate crimes. That's just stupid.
Okay.
there's a strong internal police, meaning no messing around with other countries. Like there's not an army. There's just an internal police system, a very strong one. Like, and we also have alliances with other countries to help us if we need it. Also, internet will be a source of knowledge, meaning the government will use the internet in a way that is healthy but will benefit everybody. So the internet will be very important.
Are you going to police the internet?
What?
Are you going to police the internet?
No.
Are you going to decide what's good and what's not good?
Oh, internet.
So free internet for everybody.
Yes. Fast internet. We need
Okay.
that. Very strict punishment for extreme crimes like killing and murders. There will be electric chairs and the death penalty.
Electric chairs and the death penalty. All right.
Yes.
All right. Is that it or?
Oh, also for giving birth, you have to be a certain economical level to give birth. Meaning you have to have money to give birth. So you can't. What happened?
Nothing. I just find that totally
But
fascinating.
if you really want to have a kid in your poor.
But how would you sustain a kid?
But if I want to have a kid,
Can't.
that's my dream.
Can't.
Your dream? Not right now, obviously. If I'm
So,
poor-
but how would you implement that, Jonathan? If people don't have a
Like
certain
stations.
bank account number or something, then they have to
They have to go
use
somewhere.
birth control?
For kids, yes. Birth control is
How are you going to control what people do in the privacy of their own homes, though?
Yes.
strict police, very strict police.
Whoa!
Like monitors on the front.
Oh my god.
They're obligated. Every single house has to have one. Also, you have to have a certain IQ. You have to know how to raise a kid to have a kid.
Whoa! Okay, so what do you think so far? Who's more harsh? Maria's country or Jonathan's country?
It's different because ours is punishment for the people who do bad things. But there are punishment for not being like for giving birth. It's not. But just some people are poor and they're like, I want to have a kid. Like they can have their one kid and like they can like if they have two family members, they can cut the food in half. Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so if I can compare it to literature, then I would say that your country is like the England of Robin Hood and Prince John, right? Where they chop off hands for stealing and stuff. And your country is like the country of 1984 by George Orwell.
Yes.
So can we call you Orwell from now on, Jonathan?
Sure. That's nice.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our country's name is Shoe. Our ideal is to have a strong, powerful country controlled with terror and power. We desire to destroy the rest of the countries and have absolute power.
Okay.
And the absolute rulers, there are four, which are the president, vice president, military chief, and the senate.
Okay.
These titles are passed through families, through the families of those who occupy the current positions, and the rules are quite harsh. The first crime commitment will be their hands will be chopped off, and the second time they will be murdered. We had that idea before them, I bet that. And the second time they commit a crime, they will be murdered.
Okay, anything else?
They don't have a hard teacher.
No, we don't.
Many years ago, we classified as an adult. No official language, no one is jailed. To get out of the country, you must present yourself to the supreme leaders. The official coin is the dollar. National sport. Something like baseball. The minimum salary is of $2,500 a month.
$2,500 a month.
That's a good
I wish I knew that salary.
No graffiti allowed. Schools will only be open 4 days a week. Monday,
Dictators. Okay. You're a little bit of a
And I think
dictatorship.
everybody wants to get out.
I do have one question.
They're going to be so.
I do have one question for your country, though. You said one of your 4 rulers is the ruler of the military.
Yeah.
Aren't you afraid that he would, or he or she would
Would
have a coup d'état and take over?
This is all Star Wars. The president is absolute ruler, the first, who rules over the rest of the 3. Then following by the vice president, which rules the military chief and the senator,
You put
and the
names.
military chief who rules over the senator, and then the senator who only rules over the people.
Okay, but my question is, if you have one person who rules the military,
If he gives an order, I give an order. I'm the president. My order is the one which must be obeyed.
Says-
He thinks that everybody's gonna
Says
follow.
who, though?
Families are all killed.
Hitler.
okay, but if he's the ruler of the military, right, has their trust, has the strongest relationship with them, is their boss, what's to stop him from starting a coup d'état where he's just like, all right, military, you like me best because I'm your leader, so let's just like get rid of the other 2 guys.
The militia, the air force, and the naval force, which are controlled by the president, which would actually.
Okay, so he's not the military leader. You're both military
There
leaders.
is
Army?
yeah, the army.
Okay, I see. All right. Okay.
I think that like the entire city is gonna go against the yes.
You think there would be revolts and civil war?
They
Fascinating.
cannot go
Totally
out of the
fascinating.
country without asking permission, and nobody's gonna do it. And they're gonna go like they're gonna start like a district just like Hungary.
Okay, whenever we talk about power, right? We cannot talk about power without also talking about corruption. Right?
Yeah.
So when things are corrupt and when they become silly, foolish, right? Bureaucratic, too many rules that don't make sense really, then that's when they become easy fodder, right? Easy material for satire. Okay? So do you think your government would be satirized? Yes.
No.
No.
One of our most common rules is that
No satire.
those who kind of make the government look bad in any way, even as if everyone is allegedly are murdered.
Oh.
And they definitely are murdered.
Yeah, we take it together.
We should have like
We're gonna like I think all right up,
So now we know Paul's true character, right? What do they say about power? Power corrupts.
Power,
Absolute
yes.
power corrupts absolutely. Dictator.
Or dictators.
Okay, so what I want you to do now is push the tables back a little and let's make a circle with our chairs so we can all sit. So what we're doing with this is way of counsel, which is I wish I could unplug it. I guess that's good enough. Way of counsel is a style of discussion that's meant to be equalizing. Okay, so here are the rules. The first rule is you must have the talking piece to speak. I'm going to break this rule right now to be the moderator a little bit. Okay? But in general, you cannot speak unless you have the talking piece. Okay, we're going to move in a way that we all decide on, whether it's counterclockwise, clockwise, or if you can raise your hand, you can go out of order. Okay? But I think it's better if we just go around the circle for now. And you wait until it's your turn to speak for comments, questions, anything. Okay? And you have to be a little bit brief. You can't be like stage on the stage, taking all the time. You don't have the floor to say. We need to keep moving on. We need to keep moving on, okay? So what we're going to start with is the idea of satire. I want to add to the definition a little bit. Okay, satire, it's not enough just to criticize something, right, in a funny way. Satire, elementally, it's comparing something to an ideal. right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Gulliver's Travels, what do you think the ideal is that Swift is comparing the Lilliputians and his own government to? Let's talk about that, okay? So judging on some of his laws, what are some laws for the Lilliputians?
That the kids not go to the school when they're born, and they only see their parents twice a year.
Okay, sure.
And that fraud is a bigger crime than theft or anything other crime, and it will be punished with death.
Yeah, okay.
Also, I think I remember that they get like taught in school in their house until 3.
Okay, that's more education. Let's stick to the penal system.
And they can get married at that. I'm traumatized with that too.
Okay. Alright, I have a question for you. I want you to think about it. Does the Lilliputian government system only punish, or do they also reward?
Yes,
Those
it
are
says
rewarded.
here.
For example, when somebody's accused of a crime, if they actually demonstrate that they are innocent, they contribute to their lands, and they gain profit of $1,000.
Okay, great. Did any of you do a reward system in your government?
No.
Free food
Only
day.
punishment.
Free food day.
Is that a reward though, or is that just part of your
Yes. No, they do free food.
Did you say that?
No.
No, she's just lying. I'm Pinocchio.
Okay, so if you could go back and change your bylaws, would you add
Yeah.
Yeah, because that makes people want to follow the rules. I mean, if you don't give like something for them to learn to gain, they will be like going to have to do it.
Because you don't want to go to jail all the time.
My mom always
Yeah,
says it's better to get rewards than to get punishments.
positive reinforcement instead of negative
And
reinforcement? Yes.
like, I'm sorry, like it's better to give rewards because they're gonna say like they're so mean, they're just taking like the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like when we do something good, we don't have to be rewarded, but we have to see a change.
Oh, teacher, but if you pay taxes, your reward is that your kid gets a free school in our government.
Okay, that's great. That's something that the U.S. does not do. So that's wonderful. Okay, so now I want us to start officially Way of Counsel, okay? And the topic of Way of Counsel is satire and the ideal that you think Swift is comparing the British government of his time and the Lilliputian government to. Right? What's the ideal? What do you think about his ideals based on how he presents two versions of government?
Can you start over there, please?
We can start anywhere. Who would like to start?
Jonathan.
It is very hard to compare his way of putting both.
Yeah, just like what are you comfortable assuming about Swift's ideals based on his two governments?
Oh no. Can you talk about also like the thing of the bigans and small?
Of course, that was. But what do you think about Swift's ideals? Let's keep it on the most fundamental part of satire, right? Comparing it to some kind of ideal. And if for everybody to understand satire, I'll just give you all help you a little bit here. For everybody to understand satire, it means we all have to have similar ideals, right? Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so what are some ideals that you think all humanity shares? If everybody can appreciate the satire of Gulliver's Travels, we all must have some similar idealistic foundation. So what is it? Tell me what it is. Okay, I'm going to start with you. You just said human rights. Continue.
Teacher,
Wait. Let me get the. Okay. Hi, Blanca. Okay, so when I asked about an idealistic foundation that humanity's part of, I kind of feel like Ishmael. What do you think? Okay. Then what's part of that idealistic bedrock? And you said human rights.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
That everybody has human rights, like everyone has the right to live, and they
Everyone has them or should have them?
should have them, because if you don't have human rights, you don't have a society. You should.
We gotta take her. Yes.
Well, I think the difference are kind of reversal because crimes such as theft and fraud are actually flipped upon, and fraud is made as a major crime than
Okay.
theft.
Okay. So what does that tell you about Swift's ideals?
Well, I think he just wanted to make the government not really much different, but he wanted to make it funnier, but people to be able to notice its origins.
Okay. What are its origins?
The long guns in the government.
Okay. Oh, that's your one pass?
Wait, forget it. I'm gonna finish.
What if I ask a harder question after this,
Okay,
Johan?
so,
I don't think there's a.
in Gulliver's Travels, I guess, like Paul said, he wanted to give a funnier way of putting the government. And also, I guess he had the fundamental laws, the human rights and things like that. But then he went and he changed a little bit their beliefs, I guess, and way of thinking and their education. They buried their death downwards, so they
Upside down.
So he changed a little bit their beliefs, but he stayed in the point.
What's the point?
Teacher, come ask me that.
Can I be a taker? No, I want to be a taker. No, every time. No, but Oh no. Yes.
Okay, shh.
You're all wasting.
You're all wasting your one pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wasting it.
Okay. Just gonna say what I had in mind. Oh no. Okay. You know that in the little Puchin's legal system, when you're committed for something and you prove you didn't do it, they give you a reward. Not in all the countries do that, and so I believe that he's saying that they have to do something like that in London or things like that. And he's saying that it's better to give rewards when they're committed to doing something.
So you think the ideal, Swift's ideal is
It's to give more rewards because, or if someone is accused of doing something wrong and they didn't do it, they have to go for a great thing. They have to contract a lawyer and things, and that's expensive. So I think they have to give you a reward because you didn't do it, and you have to still go through that all legal stuff.
okay. So you think it's his. So the ideal that he's expressing here is that the government should be more fair.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Okay, I think that what he was trying to say was the fraud thing, that the fraud is the greatest thing you can do for a country. Isn't I actually think that they should put the bigger law, you shouldn't be against your country. Because if you're not against your country, then you're not against the law of your country. And if you're not against the laws of your country, you're not gonna commit you're not gonna kill people or stuff like that. And also the thing with the thingy,
Big Indians and little Indians.
They
Okay.
were fighting for something really stupid. It's right now.
Okay. So what ideal does that express?
That why should there be wars? You can solve it on any other way. Because they're fighting. They're fighting for something. They're fighting for something like
Nonsense.
yeah. So I'm talking about the book. So I don't know. That's all I had to say.
So something as drastic as war should be saved for a meaningful cause?
Yeah, something like really, really big.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe no war?
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Sean?
Can I talk about the government?
Yeah.
Your government.
Yes. What I think.
Okay. Yeah, we're talking about ideals. So if you can tell us some ideals that your government shows.
No, mine.
See?
I,
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I think that there has to be only 3 laws. The right of free expression, peace, and education.
Okay. So wait. Pass it back. I have questions for Sean. So only 3 laws: freedom of expression, peace, and education. Okay. So so that sounds wonderful, right? That sounds utopian, really.
Yeah.
Okay. But what happens when you take into account the fact that humanity is not perfect and somebody's gonna kill somebody else, probably? Humans are stupid.
I know that.
Okay, so how would you channel that stupidity in healthy ways? That's what the laws are for, really, right? To keep us.
A chip in everyone's head to act normal.
Not humanity.
Okay, he wants to put a microchip in everybody's brain to control how we act. Not so utopian anymore, a little bit dystopian now, right?
Elysium.
Yeah.
No.
Teacher, for what is the thing of Elysium?
What does it do? Okay, the extra credit. All right. Time out from way of counsel for 1 second. Let me answer this question. The extra credit, I'm gonna have your grades finished by. I'm gonna do your grades next weekend, right? So you need to give me your extra credit by Friday, next Friday. You have 1 week. See Elysium, and what are you supposed to do after you see Elysium? How it's a political allegory for today's world, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's continue. Way of counsel back on. Jonathan's turn. Go.
What's fraud? Can you answer me that?
What is fraud? Okay, fraud is when you promise something or say you're going to do something and intentionally deceive somebody to get something from them.
Okay, so I think Swift's idea was more morally than, with all the justice and legal stuff, because he in this time he was working with politics, and I think that in the political world there's a lot of lying. So he probably wanted to stop that. He didn't think it was right. So I think in his ideal government, everybody speaks the truth. But I don't think that's really possible in this world today.
What's your opinion of the Lilliputian government? Do you think they speak the truth?
I mean, probably in every single government there's a little deceit and.
So you think deceit is necessary to run a country?
If there are secrets, like in the United States government, there are probably a lot of secrets, and I think that sharing those secrets with everybody would cause a lot of riots. Like even knowing that aliens exist would cause everybody to riot. So I think that keeping secrets in a healthy way, not just lying blatantly to people like, oh, there's no aliens, of course there isn't. I think that just saying maybe or maybe not, there isn't, maybe,
Okay, so can I synthesize your words a little bit? So you're saying like that it's important to keep certain things from the public for their peace of mind?
Exactly, yes. So
Okay, but who decides that the public isn't responsible enough to handle certain pieces of information? Who decides what secrets are okay to let out and what has to be hidden?
I think that is the people themselves. I mean, when we look at our past history and how we act when we hear certain things, I mean, we riot when the wrong team of the Super Bowl wins. Like, we just go crazy over mundane things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think something that wouldn't be mundane would be very, very crazy. Yes.
Okay, interesting. So to bring it back to the question of ideals, what ideal
morals about how we should keep our moral grounds, you know, lying stuff, yeah, lying. I think that's
Okay.
the thing.
So, okay. Again, can I
Yeah.
put your words into my own words? So you're saying that potentially an ideal of Swift's is that the government has to be responsible enough to take on the weight of certain secrets.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Me too.
All right. Jose. Oh, you're using your one and only pass. Christopher, stare into the camera, Christopher. Tell us why you don't want to speak.
No. Why should I speak?
Am I invading your personal
Yeah.
space right now?
Why should I speak?
I want you to speak about ideals that you think Swift has based on the two governments in Gulliver's Travels.
Maybe that he wanted his government to be like the little Pushins government.
Okay, but alright, so here's an interesting question. The Lilliputian government does a lot of things differently, right?
Yeah.
Some might say better in some ways, but is it perfect?
No.
If Lilliput was real and Britain was made up and Swift was really a Lilliputian traveling to mythical Britain, okay, do you think it would be a satire about Lilliput still?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what?
Maybe since he knows that like it's impossible to have a perfect government, he wanted to put the little Pushins to be like kind of a more reality, yeah, like more human.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you got to mix together the government of the Dominican Republic and the Lilliputian government, what things would you take from the Lilliput side?
A lot of things.
Like what?
Like pretty much all the laws, because here nothing is stable.
Even the law that says you can only eat from the little side of your
No.
boiled egg?
No, not that. But like reinforcement laws for the citizens, like
Reinforcement, you mean positive reinforcement?
yes, like
Okay.
for crime.
Okay. Interesting.
You know what I just pictured? Like this world being like that. Like from one side of the egg you should eat. And you see Martin Luther King, like I had a dream and like a little guy like I had a dream that I ate from the other side of the
I have a dream that children of our next generation can eat from any side they want. Right, yeah, okay, but what is the egg? What's that a metaphor for? Blanca?
I need the pencil to touch.
Yes, you do. That's right.
I broke it.
That's okay.
Teacher, I think that he's representing like the size of the eggs, like how we have wars for like no reason, like for something a foolish thing. So he just is representing like how some people have different opinions and how they do like wars just because someone has a different point of view.
Okay. What, the little and big endians, what is that actually representing? Do you remember? We said it in class one day.
The mundane things that we fight over.
Such as, specifically, what does it represent from Swift's time?
Oh, what's that?
I remember you said
Maybe the poor people.
like Dr. Seuss.
Like,
He also talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about Dr. Seuss being satirical as well over the nuclear arms race, but that's after Swift's time. In Swift's time, there was a lot of conflict between two major religious groups. Do you remember what they were? Within Christianity, even. Remember, the big Indians and the little Indians, they're both eating eggs, right? It's the Protestants and the Catholics were conflicting in England at that time. Remember, so that's what literary critics at least believe
Yeah,
was the
but
inspiration for the little and big Endians.
it makes sense. Like if you see in the book how they talked about it, they thought it made sense. But when you actually,
Yeah.
like us, if there was a war about that right now, I would be like, that's so stupid because they're practically like the same. But for them, it's different because they are fighting for a reason.
So what is that? What are you bringing us into right now? Our discussion of what? Perspective, right? Once you're outside of something, you can see it more
Like the
clearly.
lottery, the mom and like we see it differently. Like the mom sees that tradition, and we see it as creepy.
Right. So we've talked about perspective with Gulliver's Travels and the lottery. What do you think is the book we're reading? Sorry, it's the book that we're reading that shows us, that does the most with perspective. Why is that?
The way Ishmael sees the world, and like what humanity is doing, and then how the little girl sees it. Like she says like, I wanna do something about it, and like the adults are like, oh, whatever.
So we're kind of moving away from the ideals, right? But just to say one more thing about perspective, what's so interesting about Ishmael is that he pulls us all the way out of our culture, right? Or at least that's the attempt of the book. You can decide when we finish reading it how successful it was for Daniel Quinn to do that, right? Chantal, did you have a comment you wanted to make? Okay. Who's got the talking piece ready to go?
That Ishmael makes us think of perspective, and he takes us out of our culture, of our comfort zone. Because he's a gorilla, he makes us see some things in his point of view, like in the point of view of a gorilla, of a people that is suffering about the things we're doing.
Okay, all right, so we're already a couple minutes over the end of class. We're going to pick this up on Monday, okay? Thank you. Bye. Bye. Talia?
My name is on how war drama affects the women's story.
Don't look at the camera.
Okay, excellent.
Don't look at
Paulina?
the camera.
I think I go to change it for how Hemingway sees the woman and how does affect the way he writes.
So instead of just the romance of it, you might move a little bit into the feminist perspective?
I might do it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So email me with questions. What's your essay? What's your essay on, Lydia?
My essay is about the development of love in Henry's character.
Okay, awesome. Eric?
Yeah, words. It's about, it's very deep and intellectual.
Can you give us a theme or a general direction?
I'm distracted by myself. It's about war and love and war, about how they mix and then collide and then separate, and how war affects the romance between two people.
Okay, so we were talking today about war being a character. Do you think romance can be a character as well?
I think romance can be a character.
Okay, so if there are two pivotal characters in the novel, which one do you think is the foil to the other?
Foil, I think death may be the foil to romance.
Okay, interesting. I look forward to reading more about that in your paper. Carlos, what's your essay on?
Romance during wartime.
Romance and war, so very similar to Eric then. Do you believe that war and romance are like characters in Farewell to Arms?
War and romance?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because
Okay.
they affect the protagonist.
Okay. All right, excellent, great.
are you doing?